The snow was relentless, thick and blinding, covering everything in white silence. Rescue teams had given up hope. The villagers whispered that it was too dangerous, that no one could survive the storm. But one woman refused to wait. Despite the warnings, despite the risks, she climbed into the Medevac helicopter, her heart pounding, and took off into the white abyss. What happened next changed lives forever. Before we begin, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Tales and Turns for more breathtaking and life-changing stories. Also, tell us in the comments where you're watching from, your city or country. The wind howled like a living thing, whipping snowflakes against frozen windows as the small village huddled in fear. People were trapped, food running low, and hope slipping away like water through icy fingers. Among them was Captain Ilara Hayes, a skilled but untested pilot who had been called in to evacuate the wounded and stranded. Her eyes scanned the blinding white expanse from the safety of the operations center, and she knew that every second counted. Her hands tightened around the controls she had yet to fully master in these conditions, yet her determination was absolute. The call came through on the radio, a family trapped on a ridge, a father and 2 children clinging to life amid waist-deep snowdrifts. The medics had deemed it too dangerous to fly. But Ilara couldn't let them give up. She had trained for emergencies like this, and she trusted her instincts even when others doubted her. She checked the Medevac helicopter meticulously, her breath visible in the freezing air, every dial and gauge scrutinized as if their lives depended on it. They did. Her superior officer's voice crackled over the radio, stern and concerned. "Ilara, you're not cleared to fly. Conditions are beyond safe limits." She hesitated for a heartbeat, the weight of responsibility pressing on her shoulders. But then she thought of the father's eyes, the children clinging to life in the storm. She took a deep breath, her resolve hardening. "I know what I'm doing," she replied softly but firmly, "and I'm going in." The rotors kicked up snow like a mini blizzard as she lifted off, the village shrinking beneath her. Visibility was nearly zero, and the icy wind screamed against the windshield. Every instinct told her to turn back, but she pushed forward, navigating by memory, intuition, and the faint GPS signals. Her heart raced, each beat echoing with the fear and hope of those waiting below. She knew that hesitation could cost lives. Hours felt like minutes and minutes like hours as she finally spotted the ridge through the blinding snow. The father and children were huddled together, white coats blending into the endless snow, desperation etched on their faces. Ilara guided the helicopter closer, the blades thrumming a deafening rhythm, her hands steady despite the adrenaline flooding her veins. One wrong move and the storm could claim them all. Landing was impossible, so she hovered low, lowering the winch with the medic attached. The family's relief was palpable, their faces lit with tears and hope. One by one, they were secured into the helicopter, shivering and terrified, but alive. The storm was still raging, but inside that aircraft, there was warmth, light, and life. Ilara's heart ached for the fear they had endured, but it swelled with pride and relief at having saved them. The return flight was no less harrowing. The snow swirled like ghosts outside, the wind shrieking against the rotor blades. But Ilara navigated every gust, every sudden turbulence with unwavering focus, her mind tuned entirely to the lives she carried. The villagers who had watched in despair now listened to the distant sound of the helicopter, their hope reignited with each passing second. When the helicopter finally touched down safely back at the base, the medics and rescuers erupted in astonished cheers. The father and children were rushed to safety, and the relief on their faces was mirrored by everyone who had doubted Ilara's ability. She stepped down from the aircraft, snow clinging to her hair and uniform, exhausted but radiant with quiet triumph. She had done what others said was impossible, and in doing so, she had given life back to those who had none. Word of her bravery spread quickly. The village spoke her name in reverent whispers, and even her superiors acknowledged that her courage had defied the storm and saved countless lives. Ilara remained humble, insisting she had only done what anyone would have done. But deep down, she knew that hope was sometimes fragile, and it only takes one person's unwavering determination to restore it. As night fell over the snow-covered valley, the family safely reunited and the storm finally abating, Ilara looked up at the dark sky speckled with stars. She realized that courage isn't about fearlessness, it's about moving forward even when the world says you can't. And in that moment, she understood that a single act of bravery could change not just lives, but hearts and minds forever. If you felt inspired by this story, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Tales and Turns for more incredible stories of courage and hope.